What's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and I am back with the Brave Prank Kids deck profile. I personally believe that this is going to be the best deck in the TCG when we are going to get the Brave cards, because the Prank Kids cards are already really good at playing through interruptions, well, through hand traps going first, but with the chain blocking and the Omni Negate that Wandering Griffin Rider gets you, the deck is going to be even better. The deck is already super consistent, and one Meow Meow honestly does nothing at all, so you're going to see this deck absolutely everywhere. But before we get into the deck profile, make sure you like and subscribe, and now let's jump right into it. So Wandering Griffin Rider, if you control a Brave token, this becomes an Omni Negate by shuffling itself into the deck, and that's pretty much it. You can also special summon it for free, but in this deck, you're not really trying to link climb with non-Prank Kids monsters unless you're making Anaconda, so it's not super relevant. 2 Roxy's, which is kind of like the worst out of the Prank Kid monsters, because it's not a part of the Battle Butler requirement, and it's not, just not that good, honestly. I want to say Dropsies is probably the better one out of the 3, because you can actually use it for Toad on top of using it for Battle Butler and any other purposes, but yeah, whatever. Roxy is still pretty good. And then triple Aquamancer, which kind of gets you to that Rite of Aramesia anyway, so it's kind of like saying that we're playing 6 Rite of Aramesia. 3 Lampseas, 2 Ash, 2 Ghost Bell, 2 Veiler, 2 Imperm. We want more variety for Crossout Designator. You could also main deck 1 Nibiru or whatever, but you don't really have to. And then 3 Dropsies, 3 Lampseas, well, 3 Lampseas there, and then 3 Fancies. These Prank Kids, I think 9 is probably perfect. Roxy's is the only one that's a little less needed at 3. But anyways, 1 Instant Fusion, this summons the Rocket Ride, which revives back 2 Prank Kids from the grave, which is kind of huge. Again, Tactic Talents, as a one-of, it's actually kind of nice, because if you draw it when you need it, it's good, but when your opponent has it and use the monster effect on the main phase, which is very likely because Pandemonium is a main phase card only, your opponent uses it and you can just cross out Designator, negate by banishing your own Tactic Talents, and your opponent will not either draw 2 cards or steal your Battle Butler. So that's the main theory behind Tactic Talents. It's a card that if you draw it, good for you, and if you don't draw it, well, good for you, because it's another option that you get to use for cross out Designator. A Thunder Dragon Fusion, which is a card that Anaconda can send in order to summon Battle Butler in a kind of unique way by shuffling back Dropsies, Fancies, and Lampseas from your graveyard and or banished into the deck. Then Called by the Grave, of course, cross out 2 Pandemonium. I'm not playing the Polymerization heavy build, which focuses on making Xyz like Toad and Dweller and stuff like that easily. I don't think it's necessarily needed, but the Pandemonium is actually kind of good when you're not playing the Brave cards. Same thing again with Polymerization. But you don't need to play like 6 fusion spells anymore, because, like I said, the chain blocking from Rite of Aramesia, well, sorry, from Journey of Destiny rather, which is searchable by Rite of Aramesia, is what you're trying to go for, because it also gets you an Omni Negate on top of your huge board. But yeah, speaking of Journey of Destiny, 1 is way more than enough with 1 of the equip spells. 1 Prank's also way more than enough. Even the field spell, honestly, is just it becomes very bricky if you start playing 3 with Terraforming. Those are like the unplayable hands, I want to say. And when you start playing like also 3 Roxy's and stuff like that, well, again, when you're playing fusion spells, like a lot of them, it makes sense, but when you're not, it's not that good. And Mystic Mine is a card that you play because Crossout Designator can banish Mystic Mine as well, so the more options you have, the better. Now, for the extra deck, I'm playing 2 Battle Butler. This card can be fused either with Pandemonium or, like I said, Thunder Dragon Fusion, so playing 2 kind of makes sense to a certain extent. 1 Rocket Ride and 1 Weather Washer with Zeus and Toad. Zeus is a card that you can summon with your opponent's Xyz monster that you stole with Tactic Talents, and Toad is, of course, made by Xyz summoning using 2 Dropsies. Access code Unicorn, Double Doodle Doo. Double can actually come up on turn 1 when you get Veilered on the first one. And then 1 Wow Bark, Phoenix, Anaconda, 1 Meow Meow. Link Spider is actually used either when you get Nibiru'd in order to turn that token into an effect monster for the Anaconda, or for that Brave token when your Wandering Griffin Rider already negates. So after that, you can still make an effect monster and then go into Anaconda. And for my idea section, I don't really have much this time, to be honest. Fortune Tune is a card that you can technically make with the effect of Aquamancer to special summon it, and then normal summon, make Fortune Tune attack, make Downer, and then Zeus, but it's too much extra deck space and it literally never comes up. Gadarla is actually a pretty good card, just kaijus in general, because the Draco back, the Dragon Steed equip spell can actually bounce back cards your opponent controls, so when you're bouncing back a card that belongs to you, it goes to your hand, so you can kaiju your opponent again, which is really cool. And the Link 4 Prank Kid monster that people don't summon anymore because nobody's playing the Prank Kid plan, and the rest are just cards that you could potentially side. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.